Hey friends, happy Thursday. Coming in a little bit later, but that's okay. Um, all right. So, yeah, you guys, today we're going to be diving into how to create profitable campaigns online without the burnout, the confusion. And before I share, I have a 5-step process, okay, that I want to share with you. But I just want to take you back to where it all started out for me. Because I was thinking about this and how the Lord has brought me to this point in my business, and I want you to see that if I could do this, you can absolutely do this too. Okay, so just real quick, when I first got started, here's why I can share with you why I feel like I'm qualified to share with this 5-step process. Okay. So I just want to share that with you. All right. So when I first got started, I was literally 12, almost, a little bit more than 12 years ago. I was literally running my business out of the corner of our master bedroom. Okay. So I want you to picture this. Had 3 little boys at home. Ages were newborn to 4 years old. I was postpartum. I was breastfeeding. I was potty training. I was chasing a toddler, learning to walk. Okay. So that he wouldn't fall or get into things that, shouldn't be around, like my makeup. Okay. And my house was a mess, if you can imagine. My energy was just all over the place. And honestly, the first thing um, that went was keeping my home clean, although it was so important to me. So I made it also a huge priority. Okay. So it was chaotic. All right. But here's the thing. I knew that I had something in my hands that can completely transform other women's homes and lives the way that it had transformed mine. Can you relate? Right? Do you often feel like everything around you is so chaotic, but yet you have something in your hands that because it's transformed you, it can completely transform another woman, right? Another person. So I believed that. Comment transformation if you truly believe that you have something, right? And you just had this dream, this desire down deep inside, whether it was, to one day speak on stage, like you could hear yourself saying that, or you could see yourself leading a Bible study or even singing in the worship team. Like you just knew, or getting reaching 6-digit figure with your business. Like you just knew that you had that dream. My dream was always to have a business that I could only have a 10% expense and 90% give. Like that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted a business for, that it could give fully 90% of all the revenue coming in, and that I only needed to use 10%. Okay. So I believed that so much, and it was that dream. And I was persistent about figuring out how to share it, what I had, my product, even when I couldn't leave the house for in-person shows or in-person parties more than once a month. Okay. So those were fun. And actually, honestly, I still do them because it gave me a chance to connect with women face to face, and it gave my husband time with the boys. But I also knew that I needed to figure out how to grow online because I wanted to do more of that, right? And I had these dreams, this dream inside. Um, Grow a business to 6-digit figure, give 90% throughout, and only use 10% of the expenses. Okay, to pour back into the business and growing my skills and coaching my skills. That was always my dream. And so I lived it out as if it was, Okay. So that's when I dove into Facebook ads and learning how to do it. I didn't necessarily do them necessarily, but just learning how to do it. Just I started learning online marketing and what that was, and eventually just turning my in-person parties into online experiences. Now, you guys, this was over 12 years ago. Um, and it evolved, over those years, but this was before Facebook Lives, okay? Now we have Facebook Live. So I have built my business around faith, that 1090 desire and dream that I had, 10%, 90%, give 90%, only use 10% of my business income to pour into my business and growing it. And I've also built it on persistence and systems that allowed me to grow without sacrificing my family or my calling, right? And so today I just want to share the same framework with you. So if you are a mama, all right, I want to see all my listeners and who's out there with me. But if you are a mama who's ever tired, like you've tried to work with your little ones running around, or just around all the sports and maybe different ages, in stages, elementary, middle school, high school, um, and you've tried to work around those situations with your children at different ages and stages in life, just drop the word chaos in the comments, not because that's where you want to be, but because you can relate. You can relate. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Let's just be honest and authentic, okay? Because the juggle is real, right? That juggle is real. Okay, so I want to share with you my 5-step process that I consider to profitable campaigns. And so step one, and I'll be able to get more into this, throughout the month, but I just wanted to give you this. I'm going to say 40,000, no, let's see, 30,000, 30,000, $50,000 view. I'm going to give you my $50,000 view because that is exactly how much I have invested with my business. Like I said, that 10%, 90%, growing the business to the point where I was giving out 90% and only putting back 10% into my business to grow in these strategies. $50,000. Okay. So I'm going to give you this $50,000 view into this 5-step process to what I consider profitable campaigns. All right. So step number one, you might want to write this down because I do not have any slides, you guys. Okay. I'm just wanting to share this with you right now. Okay. All right. So number one is start with the who. Start with the who in mind. Everything begins with who. When it comes to this 5-step process, you need to know who you want to reach. Who are your people, right? Who do you want to work with? Who do you desire to work with? And if you're thinking about your product and you're thinking about what you have to offer, where were you at, right, in life when when you found that solution for your life and it changed you and it transformed you? Where were you in life? So that's always a good starting point, is when you're trying to figure out who your who is, just and who you want to reach. Think about where you were in life when that solution came into your life and it transformed you, right? So, who do you want to serve? Honestly, I'm going to tell you that it is so tempting to skip this because you just want to go into the strategies and stuff. But strategy does not work if you do not implement it. Okay, so that's why this is so important, and I tell you not to skip it. In the end, you're just going to end up with the wrong people, which happened to me. Okay, so I did that early on when I was getting leads, but I had no alignment. I was not aligned. I did not know what my brand was because I didn't understand who I was serving. I didn't have the correct messaging because I didn't understand who I was serving. Okay. And that led to the wrong people. So when I had 400 leads at the end of 30 days, one, I wasn't speaking to the right person and my messaging was wrong because I was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do with this," right? So I had no alignment. So you need to know who your who is. I can't say that. So drop the word who if you know you need more clarity here. Okay? Drop the word who if you just know you need more clarity here. Okay? All right. Step 2 is identify where they're hanging out. Identify where they're hanging out. Where are your people? So again, think about where you were at that time in your life when you found this solution that has completely revolutionized your life, like it's changed your life, it's made a huge difference in your life, and you would like to share it, right? You have this, and you want to share it. Like, where were you hanging out when you found it? Were you hanging out on Facebook? Were you hanging out, on Google doing a research about it? Were you hanging out, at the doctor's office, reading some magazines, or were you watching a YouTube video? Like, just were you on Instagram, when you're on LinkedIn, like where were you? Did you go on Pinterest and you were trying to figure out how to do something, right? So know where they're hanging out, identify that. That's step number 2. Again, are they on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn? Are they on if you were at the doctor's office and you're reading a magazine, or was it a blog that you had Googled? It's typically online marketing if you think about it. And you've been receiving emails here and there or something, right? So knowing where your people spend their time means that you don't have to be everywhere. That should give you grace and compassion. And here's the key, knowing that you only want to focus on one. Grow your business to a 6-digit figure on only one place. One place. That's huge. That's huge because there are so many different places, but if you're not sure of who your who is and where they're hanging out, you're going to find yourself exploring all the different mechanisms, all the different locations, right? All the different platforms and socials, and you're just going to be like boom boom, jumping from training to training to training and investing and blindly and just adding on debt. Okay. So, all right. So step 1, know who you start with your who. 2, identify where they're hanging out. Okay. All right. And comment where if you know the main platform your audience uses, or right. Okay. Just comment where if you know what I'm talking about, the main platform that your audience uses, and grow there. Grow to a 6-digit figure there. Okay. All right. Step 3 is to get exposure. So this is where you start creating offers that will actually get your people's attention, whether it's a freebie, whether it's a challenge. You've seen me run challenges throughout the 12 years, right? And as of late, my Swap the Change or Swap the Waste, Fuel the Change challenge, right? So you could create offers that get attention. And in our free community over the years, we've done a no paper towel challenge, right? We've done a no soap challenge. Yes, yeah, face stuff. All right, body stuff. Okay, we've done so many challenges over the years, but as of late, swap the change, fuel, swap the waste, fuel the change challenge. And the next one, by the way, is coming up in November. November, you don't want to miss it. Okay. So is it freebies? Is it challenges? Is it a master class? Okay, I did a couple. I'm going to be doing a couple more master classes this month. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Get an idea of how I do them, and then you can run with it. Right? Is it Facebook Lives? You see me show up on Facebook Lives and on YouTube, right? And I've even done ads. Okay, so. Exposure is how people start to know your name and then associate it with the value that you're sharing, the value that you're giving, right? Okay, so if you've ever run a freebie, a challenge, a live event of any sort, just type the word exposure below. All right. Okay. All right. So this is so those are the first three steps. And I'm gonna go, you guys, I haven't done a good job at seeing if you've been over here chatting, but I promise I'm gonna go back to the events page and I'm gonna go back and I'm going to comment on all of you guys. Okay. I promise you. Okay, on all of your let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do this for you. Let's see if I can. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I promise I'm gonna go back and I will look at your comments and comment with you. Okay. All right. Step 4, right? I've done step 1, know your who. Step 2, know where they're hanging out. So the where. Step 3, get exposure. And then step 4 is show up consistently in front of them. Show up consistently in front of your people. This is where systems matter. This is where you have to pull up your big girl pants and say, no matter what, I am going to commit to this. I'm going to say yes to myself. I'm going to say yes to this time, and I'm going to be true to my word, and I'm going to do it no matter what. No matter what, you do it. Okay. So systems matter because, even if it's a Facebook Live, they this is how people learn to your people will learn to trust you, and they get to know you. They know that you're serious, right? That you're not just this one flimsy person and you're inconsistent. Nobody wants to work with that, right? We want to know who's there, that you're going to show up, and no matter what, you're going to stay true to your word. Okay, so maybe it's Facebook Lives, maybe it's email marketing, maybe it's consistent posting, but when you show up regularly, your people begin to trust you. So drop consistency if this is an area you know that you need to grow in. Okay, drop consistency. All right, step 5, you want to optimize and leverage with the follow-up. Whether you're doing in-person events or you are on online marketing, okay, and this is specifically to online marketing strategies. You've always heard the follow-up is in, I mean, the key, the money is in the follow-up. I forget how it goes anyway, but it's so true. The follow-up is actually one of the most important parts that you can do. So what I have done is, so I would create, whether it's a challenge or live email marketing, you can do email marketing as a follow-up as well. Okay. So your people, um, the people that come to you that you're drawing because you're showing up consistently, because you know you're who, you know where they're hanging out, you're offering, through exposure of yourself and your the value that you're giving. All these people that you're drawing to you, um, they honestly, it matters nothing if you don't follow up with them. They don't know what the next step is. They're looking to you as the expert, as the authority figure in that area to lead them and guide them into the next step. Okay, so whether it's online or it's in person, you've got to nurture those relationships. So systems make this a whole lot easier so that nothing falls to the cracks. And believe me, if you can't do this on your own, hire a virtual assistant. Use that 10%, and have that mindset of I'm a 6-digit figure earner. Okay, when you start to visualize it, there's that. We call it the oh my goodness, what is it called? Reticular activating system. It's the part of the brain. That's why gratitude is so huge. It's so important. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over again. No matter what your goal is, whether it's for your body, your home, whether it's for your mind, whatever it is, the body, the mind is so powerful. There's that part of your processing system, your brain, okay, that whatever gratitude, whatever you focus in on, That is what you're going to draw more of. So for me, it was I want to give 90% and only use 10% into my business. I want, and I that is how I want to live and grow my six-digit figure income. Okay. So because I had that in mind, that is what I was practicing on a daily basis, even on a small scale, right? That ultimately led me to that. And so that is why follow-up is so important. I want to bring this back to the follow-up, whether you're online or in person, you've got to nurture those relationships and these systems and make it easier so nothing falls through the cracks. So if you can't do it on your own, hire a virtual assistant to help you with that, right? But don't let it fall through. And that's also why it's important just to focus on one thing, one platform, one thing, and grow that to six-digit figure, and then learn a different one, right? Just get so good at that one. Okay, so type follow up if you know that that's an area that you want to improve. All right. Okay, so that is my 5-step process. Start with the who, find out where they are, create exposure, show up consistently, and follow up. So when you put these together with faith and persistence, you can build a business that is aligned and it's sustainable. You can do this, over time, and it can truly be impactful. Like, you do not have to be walking around feeling burnout or overwhelmed or lonely or chaotic or yelling at your kids and being slow to listen. Like, you can have joy in the process. So here's what I'd love for you to do. If you found value today, I want you to share your biggest takeaway in the comments and tag me in your stories, post it in your stories with what stood out to you, or take a screenshot. And then post it, and tag me, and or put it in the comments below, of what stood out to you. And just don't forget, I'm going to be hopping on my next live on Tuesday. So this coming up Tuesday, all right? And I'm going to be taking you, it's a different topic. It's more on faith, okay? But I'm going to be coming back next Thursday after that, and I'm going to give you just simple content strategies that help you to connect and convert without spending so many hours online. Okay, so that's coming up as well. But if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe so that you don't miss it, my next one. And if you are here on Facebook, I would love for you to turn on your notifications so you catch me live each week, or just hit going on this Facebook event. If you're watching on the events, that way it'll let you know the next time I'm hopping on. Okay. But in the meantime, let's keep walking this journey together of building businesses that honor our faith, our families, our purpose, right? And drop ready below if you're just ready to start building aligned campaigns that save you time and energy. All right, until next time, stay aligned and anchored in with Jesus in the center. All right, bye.